5DayGamers.
I'm not even following them, and I've just... Today has been a flood of emails.
Okay, we all live again.
For what?
Just things. Lots of things I'm subscribed
Hi, peoples.
Hey, it's Pete.
Hello, everyone.
Hi-yo! I'm back, apparently.
Yeah, we have Sam, My Game's back, and we also have Pondo the Mad.
Sweet. So, what was the last official stream of this event? We're just gonna keep going on until someone is tired of streaming.
I believe there is one or two more games after this, and then we're
The
done.
next one is the other
There's
opposite
one game
channel.
after this, and then it's over.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless
But
anyone
we
wants
still
to add
need
anything.
But then we still have EDF doing SingStar in a banana costume.
Yep.
Ah, shit, yeah. Oh, yeah, we had to do a sync. Yeah,
There's a
that's
reason I'm
right.
staying up all night. I have to watch that.
I have to watch the next opposite challenge. I want to see, like, him Shy Guy play Uncharted.
I never played. I've never even seen anything of Uncharted before,
Okay,
except for like
Same.
5 seconds of Blazer's Uncharted thing.
You're missing out. That's a good game series, story-wise and gameplay. Well, the first one, the gameplay was not all that great, but the second one and the third one, you got better.
I don't know. This just it doesn't seem like the kind of game that I would end up being into.
Oh, that's gay. I have to go get my nunchuck controller.
I mean, pretty much, Uncharted is a game where you just, like, watch. I mean, there's, like, parts where you play, but mostly it's just you just trying to get through the game. Dead? Just lose everybody?
Just trying to
I'm
get
here.
through the game. That sounds like the explanation to every single video game alive.
No, what, you know... the
You watch
thing
a
is,
cutscene, you play a game. You watch another cutscene, you play more game.
But the way the game works, it's like you are also... You're playing through the cutscenes, practically.
Just so you know, I think that if we do get Orbison for the questions, we might have to remove somebody, because I think that would be too many people.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I've already overstayed my welcome, so if I need to leave, then that's totally fine. Chat, I demand you work.
Uncharted.
Well, it's really something you have to play to really understand. But it is a good series, story. The first one, I have to say the first one was not my favorite of the series.
I don't know. I played the second one through the first 5 chapters, and I was not that interested. But that's just because it's not my thing. So.
Pikmin Dos.
Not quite into the adventure action game.
Well, I am. It's just my opinions on video games in general kind of get in the way of my enjoying of the game, which is
Holy
really
crap.
a problem.
Holy
What do you
crap.
think about- oh, shit.
Somebody just donated $80. I think it was Blaze.
Whoa!
People still coming in with the money.
Noise.
I think it was Blaze that donated $80, so... Yeah, free game for Blazefer. From
Thank you for donating. You're greatly appreciated.
$80.
It only needed to be 5.
Make it 2,000, baby.
We're already at 1,000.
US dollars?
US dollars, yep. 1,008.08 US dollars.
Oh, that means
Holy
I have to do my glitches in Donkey Kong Country and my dramatic reading of a
Yeah,
fan.
you can do that right after EDF doing his banana costume.
Holy shit.
It depends. I don't know if I'll be up that at that point. At my time, it'll be like 4 in the morning. So.
Well, you can
Let's-
do the dramatic reading now,
Yeah, true.
and then show off the glitches if there's like a little extra time or something.
Look at
Well, the
that.
glitches wouldn't take more than 10 minutes, so.
Yeah, but it's a pretty
Had
expensive.
we, what? Someone donated 100 euros. How did that happen?
That was because it picked up on a bus almost beating Super Mario, the original Mario Brothers.
In like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost.
By the way, Blaze, for you now get Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories if you want it, because it's a giveaway of mine.
Someone donate $1, so we're over 1,000. I might don't it. My dad's not awake. If not, I would have donated $1.
Ask me.
We're at 1,008.
Yeah, we're over
we
1,000.
are.
So how much does the person
900,
donate? Like,
926.
I guess
It's
weird.
it's the $80 that put it over.
yeah, it was $80 to put it over.
It says
so,
999 and 26. Why did you do that?
I'm curious
God,
now as
that
to
was-
how much this is in pounds. So I'm gonna check.
Probably a little bit, well, not less.
It's
definitely less,
651.78 pounds.
That's a lot. I'm just curious how the hell that happened. Oh, someone donated 100. That is 100. What? 100 pounds, I think it is.
Someone donated 100 euros, which is
Euros.
86
Euros, not
pounds,
pounds. Euros. It is.
and $132.
The whole currency scaling thing is
Okay,
weird.
so I guess the game goes to you guys. My game's 19.
Really?
She just said that.
But I need to Google up
Okay,
the...
well, I'm not gonna not take
so-
the offer.
So you
But I'm
guys-
like,
so
wait,
you're
what?
gonna need you're gonna need to send me your address
That's A-okay with me.
over Skype.
The power of the internet is strong with this one.
Now I just need to convince my parents to let me pay for the shipping. It'll be fine. Since I'll be paying for it, it should be fine.
Well, you did?
Okay. I just know shipping can get awfully ugly really fast, so...
Oh,
Well,
always.
it's gonna be like $4 at most to ship, so
Yeah.
it's a very small thing.
Yeah. That
Wow,
much.
somebody's having a lot of problems getting their Wii to play Pikmin 2 with their controllers and all that.
I think you got distracted.
Anybody that would fill in for Pikmin 2 would need to have never played it before, so that's the problem with the opposite challenge.
Well, see, I've never played it, but I don't have a copy either, so that's kind of
We'll
hard
go
to do.
buy it right now.
Okay, I'm still
Go, right now, run.
Dad, gotta go get a copy of Pikmin 2. Well, how are you gonna buy it? I don't know.
5-finger discount.
I'll just cut off one of my fingers and sell it.
No. That's not what that means.
Yes, you will be dying time and time again, because it's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and that's what happens.
I never got into those games, either one of them.
I don't really like the Kingdom Hearts series, but my brother loves it, so that's
You
fine.
should
love
go
Kingdom
die.
Hearts.
You don't deserve to live anymore.
Really? I played 8 hours of the second one. I think
Well, that's your problem. You started with
At
the
least
second.
Right. Oh, they're playing.
I started
played-
the second one.
Well, yeah, the second one does, like, tell you a shit ton of what happened in the past, but still, you're still a little bit lost in the beginning. It's like,
No, I had known the beginning of the story of the first one before I started playing the second one, but still.
I don't even know. I never played this game. I never had experience in it.
Yeah, shoutouts to Blazefair, by the way.
Marluxia says, go die, Kingdom Hearts is awesome. I'd agree with him.
It's Marluxia, say it right.
Marluxia?
excuse me
Yeah.
for having an opinion.
Your opinion sucks.
It's the final boss of Chain.
Nothing to do about it.
What are you gonna do? Fight me. 1v1.
No.
That's what I thought.
The whole thing about like the 1.5 HD remix is that those are all the final mix games, which means that getting the games on their original consoles is still a different game, technically.
Yeah, they kind of mix it up some.
Which is why I like the 1.5 HD remix, because then it actually makes sense for me to get the ones on the older consoles, even though I'm planning to anyway, no matter what.
Wish they had it where you could play the 358/2 game, but unfortunately you can't.
It's on 1.5 remix.
No, it's just the cutscenes.
Hmm.
You don't get to play the actual game.
It's the cutscenes?
Yeah, it's just the cutscenes, I do believe. So
That's
correct me on that.
I mean, I know it's a DS game, but that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about it.
I mean, I'm sure they can
Well-
change the game around so that it doesn't have to be on the DS.
That
But
would
it
take
has
a
to
lot
be
of,
on
the thing is, it's that, the DS is so small, and they've made it for the small DS, that if they try to, like, expand it the resolution-wise to a PlayStation 3, they would practically have to start from the beginning, cutscene.
They'd have to
and
recreate all
gameplay-wise.
they'd have to recreate all the
Animations
materials.
and all that. Yeah, so practically, it would be practically them have to start like from square one, except without the gameplay part, but mainly the animation and stuff, that would just take forever. So I see why they're not doing that. And it's just easier to make HD remixes and stuff, HD games. Like they're doing it where it's Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts revised Chain of Memories. Didn't it? Wait. Actually, that might not be. Didn't they do that same deal with God of War with the PSP games?
God of War Origins, which is the PSP games. God of War Saga, which is all 5 of the games with the PSP as their downloads. And then they have God of War Collection, which is the first. And
I thought in the HD remix or the HD collection or something like that, they put in the PSP games. Or can you only play those on the PSP? Yeah.
The collection of all that would be Saga, which is all of them. But the PSP games are only downloads, which pisses me off.
You only play
all
those
of
on
them.
the PSP. And that you could only play on the PSP.
That would
Okay,
be
I was about to say. I wasn't sure if they had it to where you could play it on the actual PlayStation 3. I guess not.
It is on the PS3. The PSP versions are downloads for the PS3.
Oh, okay, so I don't know what's the deal then. Why can't we play 5.8 over 2 days? Huh? Square Enix? And riddle me that one. I guess they just don't feel like it. And I'm just glad they're starting to actually develop Kingdom Hearts 3, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I got so excited.
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe they'll release a revised version of 1.5 HD collection, but with the 358 days over 2, but probably not.
They might, I'll say, they're going to eventually do Kingdom Hearts 2 now. They'll probably
2.5 remix, yeah.
Oh no, it'll be 2.5. Well, it'll be after Kingdom Hearts 2.
It'll be 2.5 because it would be Kingdom Hearts 2 recoded, and then I guess they would have to do Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance.
Recoded was before Kingdom Hearts 2.
No, Recoded was after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Is it? They have a whole timeline on the website. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, Recoded is set after Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't even like Kingdom Hearts.
Hooray!
Exactly why we're talking about it on your stream. There.
Well, you're not saying anything, so you could say that, hey, shut up. This is my stream. Talked about that other some. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about. I didn't know you had to use a nunchuck for this game, so I forgot. But I have to find my nunchuck.
Yeah, this game would be like probably the worst thing ever without a control stick.
Okay, so how the hell do you
Yeah.
do it?
And honestly, I don't know how the Wii version would work without a nunchuck.
It wouldn't. That's it. It just wouldn't.
Yep.
Pikmin needs a control stick.
Okay, you were right. Coded is after Kingdom Hearts 2. I wasn't really sure about that.
Yep. I did my research.
I remember seeing the timeline before. I just didn't remember.
I know 358 Days Over 2 takes place at the same time as Chain of Memories.
A little bit during and a little bit while after.
Yep.
Let's hear.
Birth by Sleep is the prequel. I don't know where Dream Drop Distance fits in.
Dream Drop Distance is after Coded.
I figured.
Yeah.
So, either they're going to do, for the 2.5 remix, either they're going to put in Birth by Sleep, because I didn't put in Birth by Sleep before, or they're going to put Dream Drop Distance that it's literally 2.5.
Birth by Sleep, I can see them booting that over. Because I think the main reason why they couldn't boot over 358 over 2 days because it was Nintendo, and Nintendo has the rights to that game. So that might be the case.
But then they couldn't do Recoded either.
They couldn't do Recoded or Dream Drop Distance, but I don't know.
So then they would probably put in Birth by Sleep since it's on the PSP, so then they would at least still have 2 games.
They will probably show the cutscenes for Kingdom Hearts Coded or Dream Drop Distance. But it might be that or the whole.
Honestly, they should have just checked in with Nintendo, see if it's all right, and then done it. Because I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't care.
Well, video game companies are pretty harsh about that stuff.
Or maybe they did check in
all
with
the
Nintendo, but
consoles.
their answer was no.
They probably most likely did. Or it might be tons of reasons. Someone probably has their own reason for it. I'm just thinking it's either bring issues or just couldn't get the rights to do it.
It's probably more likely the porting thing.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom and picking up some food for myself.
I can see why, because like the DS has like a weird resolution to it.
Well, it's not just that. It's all of the things that they created for the DS version are so different than the PS3. Like the way that it's programmed for a completely different processor and with a much slower CPU and GPU, and it's just not. The game isn't made to be on anything more than the DS, and so if they were to take that game and make an HD remix, they would have to basically remake the entire game. And at that point, they just go, well, let's remake one we already have most of the materials and things for.
And they would have to figure out a way to do something with the things they use with the second screen. Could not think what I was going to say there, but yeah, I see that why that'd be no problem too. Figuring out what to do with that second screen.
Oh, they'd
Doesn't the PS4 have like a, well never mind, what am I saying? Not going to be for the PS4.
Are you saying PS4? No, the PS4 has a touchpad on the controller.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. The Wii U has the screen on it. That's what I'm
I know.
And then Microsoft has their smart glass or whatever it is. I don't even know.
That'd be too much work for them.
So I understand why they wouldn't do it, because it's just too much complications and.
What the hell do you do?
But your other captain.
Well, you throw the Pikmins at the bad guy, and then you have the
Press
Pikmins.
minus.
Have them take it to the thing.
Yeah.
Do you have the ship up first? That might be a problem. Throw the Pikmin at the body.
So you can use you can get Pikmin with him.
Alright. Give him one more just to help him
Take
out.
a full board past the bag.
Alright. Take him the other way.
Yeah, take them back to the ship.
Take him back to the ship. And they remade it. Yeah, change of memories. Well,
Koolkat, are you even listening to me?
I think he's lost.
Yeah.
How do you signal the Pikmin to go to the thing? I thought they did it automatically.
They don't take enemies to the onion or to the spaceship ever.
Where is
Take
the
it to
onion?
the
That's
research
the.
pod.
That's,
Oh, you see why? Because you have 3 Pikmin and you need 4. So put that last one on,
alright, okay.
and now it's...
Well, they should still do it though.
What?
I think it's glitched.
It's not glitched.
Okay, I'll be honest, I have not played Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 1. I've watched my brother play some of Pikmin 1, so I kind of have an idea, but...
Is your onion out? Like, where's your onion? I'm not seeing it. That might be your problem.
Not here. Oh god.
There's your spaceship.
Can anyone
Where's
hear
your
me?
problem?
Well, I got this game for pre-owned, so it's probably why.
Can't move the onion because there's no onion. Yeah.
Can anyone
Where's the
hear
onion
me?
at? Yeah, I can
And
hear you.
if there's anything
Okay,
being
making
said
sure.
on the chat, I can't read any of it. I apologize. That's just not coming up for me right now.
I know I've not been talking about anything except Sonic Generations for the past, hour, but
Really?
right now I'm talking about
I don't think
Pikmin,
so.
and that you should
I don't
press the
s-
minus button.
I don't see anybody talking about Sonic Generations right now.
Yeah, I know it was mentioned earlier, but
because I've been playing it, and
They say you have to switch to Louis.
I'm trying to find that other Pikmin. Whatever the hell his name is.
Chat, how do you switch to Louis?
press minus.
Press minus.
Minus, it's like 1 or something. Pretty sure it's minus though. There you go.
There you go. My second option would have been just start mashing buttons.
Yes.
Now make you assess your condition as per of safety clause. I can read that.
As per our safety protocols, are you at all injured?
Yes,
Is that so? Then, okay.
Communication shows that. Okay, I'm like lost now. What do I know? Oh, that's what we do. What does flower do?
it gives you more Pikmin.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You-
How do I get that?
You have to
you
get
throw
picked.
fan at it.
Yeah, you have to
Like-
have the Pikmin get it down. Well, you have to knock it down with Pikmin, I believe. So you have to.
Walk up to the. Never mind. You just walked up to the onion.
You did it.
Yay.
Someone's asked to zoom out. How do you zoom out, chat? Ow.
To zoom out, you press. What is it?
I know how to
Crap,
do
I don't
it.
remember. It's the left and right on the D-pad. To zoom out.
Okay. Your chat was asking to zoom out, please.
You might not be able to do it left. You might have. Yeah. You might have to wait for the chip to tell you how to do it.
What's with that guy's eyes?
He's high, probably.
Like, is he shocked? Like, what is this? Is this... Did you not get the memo?
Yeah, Louis is just kind of silly. He's the comic relief, but not really.
Elmore was like, whatever. Elmore was pretty chill in the first game, too. He was like, whatever.
Okay, what the
Duracell battery. I didn't know they had the rights to use that.
Yeah, they got like a lot of product placement in this game.
Yeah, what the hell? They didn't do it.
They had to fund the second one somehow.
I mean, it's not like the Nintendo and have billions of dollars or whatever. No, they
Yeah.
need product placement.
Actually, they would probably pay Nintendo for the product placement.
Yep.
This game is walking by Duracell.
Usually, if
But
Usually
still
it's product.
5 years when we make the Wii version.
usually video games generally don't go for the buying of rights of certain stuff. It's usually the other way around. You know, like sponsors and stuff. They just probably say, "Hey, Nintendo, you making a game? You want to put our battery in it? Sweet."
Yeah, they're
What
just
you want?
casual about it. Just like, hey, making this game, I could put some product
Hi.
placement here. I want some product placement. Sure, I'll take some. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it partially depends on the game too. Like if the developer is like, well, we need some realistic advertisements to make this look more believable and make the world more lively, then they'll be like, yeah, well, I guess we'll go out and grab some advertising. And so they
Yeah,
kind of
but-
have some kind of mutual partnership where either one pays one or one pays the other, or they both pay each other.
What
But
do you mean they both pay each other? What is that?
so, like, the company will pay for the advertisement that the company that owns the product that they're trying to sell.
Well,
And then, depending on how many sales numbers there are of the game, the company that it has the advertising will then slowly, they'll get a percentage of the profits from the game. And so,
marketing.
yeah.
But yeah, pretty much. I don't know what I was gonna say. Since when can you punch the flower yourself?
Since Pikmin 1.
Yeah,
It's
you
video
always could.
games.
Why didn't I know this?
I don't know.
Now what do we do with
You ever tried?
What do we do with
You,
this
you, have,
auto tap?
you have
You have
to
to
get
have
the Pikmin.
Yeah, the Pikmin has to carry it to the onion.
I hope you fluffed the Pikmin.
Pikmin.
No, you didn't.
No, the Pikmin was just chilling there.
You wanna know where Jay went?
I don't know, he probably either A, dropped out, or he had to go. No, he's still here. Just not saying anything.
I'm eating.
Oh, okay. You can say, hey, I'm not going to be talking for a while, I'm going to eat.
Well, I
Yeah.
said hi, and nobody was listening to me, so...
No. Well, I'm not listening to anyone, so, you know.
And I'm gonna have to disappear in 13 minutes again so that I can go get my pizza that's in the oven.
Hey Jay, remember all back in my day
It's
jokes
like eat.
yesterday?
I'm not eating.
What?
Remember all back in my day jokes yesterday?
I can barely understand what you're saying.
Remember the back
Talking about back in my day jokes.
I don't want to start those again because I ran out of ideas as soon as we started them, so...
Back in my day, we used to have to shoot without aiming.
Back in my day, Pikmin didn't have as much time as you wanted. You had to do it in 30 days. And there were only 30 treasures, unlike the 200 plus in this game. For 30
Ooh, that's-
Back in my day, we didn't have ideas. We just let God do what he wished.
Back in my day, we had puzzles for every game we had.
Back in my day, Pikmin wasn't as retarded as it is now.
Pikmin's not retarded in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it is.
What?
You're just not used to playing it.
This is the first day. The first day is literally nothing like the rest of the game. I mean, it teaches you, but that's about it.
It's the tutorial and tell you, it's like, hey, this is what's... Pretty much.
I have double stuffed Oreos.
Yum.
You guys want some
I have
virtual
regular
versions of
stuffed
these?
Yeah, give me one, Jay.
You guys want some virtual versions?
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds delicious.
Okay.
Sure.
Give me a
Give me
second.
some. Alright, I'm waiting. I hate tutorial levels.
Didn't even happen.
Remember when games just said, nah, you're okay, you know what you're doing. You don't need a tutorial. Remember those days?
Well, remember when games taught you how to play them through the way it was designed and not because...
Okay, I gave you virtual Oreos.
Yum, they're really
Oh,
good.
awesome.
They taste
I
toady.
really eat them.
Thanks, Jay. That feels really nice.
They taste like
Nope.
electronics.
I'm
They
opening
taste
mine.
like codes. But, God, that's noisy.
They taste like virtuality.
Yeah.
It tastes like
Tastes
zeros and ones.
Yeah, I was about to say
Mostly
that.
zeros, though. Because it's Oreo.
There's a random 2. Why is there a random 2?
Mine just
Don't-
exploded.
Silly Bender. There's no such thing as a 2.
I wonder if people would panic if they found a 2 in, like, coding.
Oh, they probably
What's this?
would. Knowing
What's
this
this? Is this a 2?
world. What?
Oh my god.
When did this
Half-Life 3
happen? Oh no. We've made a new discovery. Give virtual or this is a little that.
So this must mean Half-Life 3 is confirmed.
Half-Life 3 is confirmed. Why? You know,
Left 4
Half-Life
Dead 3 is confirmed.
like a century ago. Back when the first human.
I swear, it was like a couple years ago. It wasn't like Half-Life had like a display or something? Like Half-Life 3? I swear it did. At E3?
I know I saw some guys walking around with Half-Life 3 shirts a couple years back.
Well, that's probably fan-made, but I believe it was like E3 or something had like Half-Life 3 section there.
I feel like
No,
there
I
would be
mean
so many
real
Half-Life 3
developers from
confirmed
Valve
then.
at E3 wearing Half-Life 3 shirts.
That was probably a practical joke.
It probably was.
Yup.
but nonetheless.
Back in my day, we didn't have calls, we had horses.
You're thinking way back.
Yeah,
That's
but
We're
like
talking
100 years
early
ago.
1900s back. We're
Not
talking
back as Jay.
back in
Back
my
in my
day.
day, we didn't have food. That's like
Back in my
that's
day,
like
you had to pay
$8.
$8 for a video game, and your mother wouldn't let you buy another one till you beat it.
Back in my day, we didn't have all these fancy ones and zeros. All we had were twos.
That makes all the dollars.
So it'd be trinary.
You know, I think it still had twos and ones and zeros.
back in my day, a bubble gum used to cost $1 damn. Now it costs $1. I mean,
You
penny.
just said the same thing.
I know. I meant penny. I meant penny the first one.
Back in my day, gas cost less than a penny. Now it costs about 350 of them.
That sounds about right. I still don't like it. Are you having trouble still?
Yep.
Pluck the Pikmin.
Oh man.
Pluck the Pikmin.
Guys,
Back in my day, you had to use your imagination to play them video games.
Oh god, this is reminding me back to when I had to teach my best friend how to play this game. And then he got addicted to Pikmin and wouldn't stop talking about it till he found Minecraft.
So,
Then he started talking about Minecraft. He's still stuck on it.
Yeah.
hey, does anyone have a back in my day Minecraft joke?
Honestly, I
No.
prefer the Pikmin addiction.
I did not play the alpha, so you know. No, I don't.
Wait, what was your question?
Does anyone have a
Something
Minecraft?
about back in my day Minecraft joke.
Back in my day, Minecraft wasn't 8-bit, it was 1-bit.
back in my day, we didn't have bits. We just had lines.
Oh dear.
We just had squares.
Minecraft even 8-bit. I'm pretty sure it's like high res. It's
What's so funny to me is that people associate bits with graphics, and while they can be together, they aren't always inclusive. Generally, when you're talking about bits, you're talking about the processing power, and and yet we still evaluate that as graphical capabilities. But like, when I think of graphically a 1-bit game, I'm thinking like Odyssey 1 game. Like, if you've ever seen that thing, it's like 2 white dots on a black screen that you can
There's
move
a third
around,
white
and
dot.
that's it.
There's 3 white dots.
Generally-
Honestly.
When people are like,
Oh, it depends on the game you're playing.
when people talk about like 8-bit and all that type games, they think about the art style, not so much the processing power.
Yeah, because Minecraft is definitely not 8-bit then.
It is not.
It's more like whatever
Oh,
the
it's-
heck we have nowadays. What is the current?
But honestly, the art style of Minecraft is kind of weird. It's kind of its own thing. It's more like 16-bit.
Okay, I'm
I don't
gonna
know.
check if we started our chat with back in my day jokes.
No, we did. Started off chat talking about Kingdom Hearts and I don't know what.
By the way, you want to throw all your Pikmin on top of that paper bag.
What the frig is the paper made?
That brown thing, the paper bag.
Are you being serious? Are you being legitimately serious?
I want to see a freaking battery.
Do I look like I know what a paper bag is?
You can't pick up the battery yet.
You don't have enough
So
Pikmin for the battery.
they're telling you to zoom out.
Oh,
Ours is zoom out.
piece of paper bag.
That might help you a lot.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
What?
You have to take the Pikmin off the bulb orb and put them on the bag.
He's throwing them on the back right now, so.
God
Wow.
Why do the Pikmin have abandonment issues when you throw them?
Abandonment issues?
Yeah.
If you don't, make sure you don't throw a Pikmin while you're right next to the thing you'd want to throw it on top of. Never works.
Oh, hey, here's another one. Oh, God.
You can't crush that one yet.
Oh, God.
That
Not
needs
till
like
day 2.
30 or something.
That's like 35. No.
35, yeah, that's it.
I want that Pikmin back.
I don't think you have enough yet. Because it says something
You don't
about,
get enough on day 1. You get a total of 20
no,
Pikmin
I
on
mean-
day 1.
It doesn't look like he has enough to crush it now. Crush the one he's supposed to crush now. He just needs like 10. He has like... I mean, he needs 15. He has like 10.
And then you switch to the other captain who has 5.
Right, so switch.
Yeah, he does.
So you guys want me to... Do I throw these ones on me now and then switch to the other captain?
Throw your 10 on top of the bag and then switch to Olimar and throw his 5 on top of the bag.
Okay,
Well, I gotta go, guys.
Okay.
You gotta go?
It's like... Yeah, it's like super late and I have to go to work tomorrow.
Alright. Well, we enjoyed having you, even though I probably listened to all of like 5 words you said.
Bye.
Bye.
All 5 words I said.
I've probably listened to like 5 words total from every person in this call.
Enjoy your virtual Oreos.
I am very focused on Sonic Generations right now.
These are the 5 words.
Any last words? Yes!
I see what you did there.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Even though 5DayGamers ending like right now, sort of, not really.
Well, you know, we're pretty close.
oh, I thought that was Jay who, like, went...
Oh, no, darn it. Whatever. No, it's gonna work.
Oh yeah, I guess Miyamoto said something about he's working on a Pikmin anime, so that's a thing.
What? That sounds awesome.
Nice. Love to see one.
I would as well.
It would be the first official Nintendo show animated thing since Animal Crossing movie, I believe.
What?
Yeah, the
So
Animal
the Super
Crossing
Mario
movie.
Brothers, so the Super Mario Bros. Super Show isn't official Nintendo?
Well, they did officially license Mario for that, so... But the Animal Crossing movie came out in, like, 2007, I think, or something like that.
A movie?
So, yes. It was
In
only in
Japan?
Japan, though. Yeah.
Look what happens in that Animal Crossing movie. Of all the action-based...
It's actually very true to the games for the first half of the movie, I'd say. And then about halfway through, you start interacting with... the characters start interacting with each other in a more friendly basis than you can get in the games. And then about the last third of the movie, it just starts going, like, totally out of nowhere. Like, UFOs come out of nowhere at the end of the movie.
Wasn't that just some trick from one of the villagers?
Well, originally it was, but there was actually a child UFO thing that they find, and they return it to their parents, and they fly off, and yeah. It takes a lot of elements from Wild World, a little bit of City Folk, and the original. So.
Well, I know in City Folk you can find a UFO.
Okay, I just noticed that there was an arrow telling me where to go next, so that's helpful.
No,
But
there
the thing
isn't.
is, he just says it's a Pikmin anime. He doesn't explain if he means a film or a television series. Although my guess is it's a movie, since he said that they're now showing like Pikmin in trailers in...
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Say...
And is there any word if it's coming to anywhere
America?
outside Japan?
Well, since I don't think it's been officially unveiled there outside of the announcement, I doubt we'll know. I don't think anybody knows yet.
Bleh.
Chances are, if it's a film, it won't premiere in theaters. Because, yeah, that just doesn't happen very often, if at all, here in America. But, I mean, you never know. And in the worst case, you can always just Somebody will dub it online and you can watch it.
Now that you have 20 Pikmin, you can bring them all to the battery.
Okay. Okay. Where's the battery now?
Somewhere, I don't know. Hard to describe. On the path between the onion and the ship.
Oh, here it is. Path. A path. Somewhere. The mysterious path.
It's like... Yeah, it's in between the onion and the ship. I don't know how else to describe it.
Ah, chat! My chat won't load. It's been like 20 minutes now and it won't load.
It's probably just gonna happen like the whole day. That's just how Twitch works
I
sometimes.
probably will have to close my entire browser and open it back up to get it to work or something ridiculous.
Okay, someone's telling me to go to the left, so that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I know where the battery is. Haha. What the hell?
They're digging up the battery. It's in the ground.
Okay.
You should probably put all your Pikmin on it so it goes faster.
That is all my Pikmin.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It only looks like 5.
Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot about these people. God.
Making Pikmin free. I don't know
Why
what
they have
people are
buds
saying.
you waited so long.
Okay, is it possible to die in this game?
Yes. If both your captains lose all their health, they end immediately. Same thing with Pikmin 1, except with just one captain.
I played Pikmin 1, but I don't know who it is.
It's not very often that you die.
Here you go. Okay, what just happened? Please tell me.
We might blah blah blah. Don't feel like reading.
Battery low.
I'm gonna check that. Okay. Yeah, my battery is low.
Well, Louis.
Well, you're trying to collect a battery and you're low on batteries.
If only it was a double A battery you're collecting.
Darn.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Please tell me. Or just fall on more spikes. That works.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I have food.
Crap.
Yay!
Well, for me.
Oh.
I have pizza for me. I don't know how I would send that to you guys. I'm sorry.
Delish.
Don't worry, I've got peanuts.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I know. But they're steakhouse peanuts.
Oh my god, this is so freaking stupid. Like, why would they even make it like that?
Yeah,
Make
that's
what?
odd.
Never mind. It has something to do with sign generations, and it would take like an hour to explain. Not an hour, but it would take a while.
Well, since I own and have beaten Generations, I probably have somewhat of an idea.
It's really, like, weird. You know in the Wisp planet, with the carts you ride on?
Oh yeah.
Well, if you...
Those
there's
are a
just-
thing.
There's just one part where there's a ring that takes you to a later on cart. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
But if
I
you
know what
boost
part
on-
you're talking about.
Yeah. Boost on the cart you're currently on, you miss the cart. And it's so stupid.
Yeah, the last stage in Generations is
It's just so much more difficult and annoying than every other level.
Oh my god.
Especially one. That one's like a nightmare.
for me. I just find that the Planet Wisp levels just the hardest ones. The rest of them aren't really that bad for me, but whatever.
Yeah. Having a lot of trouble with the doppelganger challenge on it.
Oh yeah, some of those challenges are really hard.
Yeah, all the ones in Crisis City, I hated them. I almost cried, I think, at the last one. I was like, I'll just finish the Crisis City challenges and then I'll stop for the day. Then I was up for like another half an hour trying to beat all of them.
Thankfully, they're not mandatory, and you can go back to them whenever you like, for the most part.
But I'm a 100% kind of person, so I have to get all S ranks on everything.
It's not very hard to do in Generations, though. A lot harder to do in earlier Sonic games, but not Generations.
Definitely. This is much easier than... I don't remember what Unleashed was pretty difficult. Sonic Adventure 2 was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I didn't even try it in Adventure 1. Colors I haven't played.
I was hoping to stream Colors, but didn't, because I'd have to go grab it out of the front room.
For some reason I've never liked Sonic Colors. I played a little bit of it, and it just I didn't like it very much. But I like a lot of bad Sonic games, so that's really weird. Probably the weirdest one I like is Shadow the Hedgehog. That one... yeah.
Yep. Some people consider it the second worst game in the entire series.
Why don't we get the battery?
I mean, I can kind of understand it, just that Shadow uses guns, and it's all dark, unnecessarily dark.
I actually liked Shadow the Hedgehog, kind of.
Yeah, so do I. It's really good. Not really, but pretty good.
I have Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2.
From a design standpoint, it's a really broken game, but if you find enjoyment out of it, then that's totally fine. I mean, I found tons of fun out of the Up game, just because of how bad it was, but, I mean, you could just enjoy a game because, you know, you find it to be fun. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously.
Like, honestly, I think Heroes is, like, worse mechanic-wise. Like, Shadow is a little more polished than it, I think, at least. Heroes is not one of my favorites. I don't like it very much.
I love Sonic Heroes.
I don't like... First of all, I don't like playing levels a million times.
Then again, it was also the first Sonic game I ever played, so...
Oh, how did I miss that?
See, that's how it works, though, right? It's because, like, for me, my first Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and from a designer's standpoint, like, because I make my own games, it's like, I step back and I go, yeah, in retrospect, they made some really bad decisions. But, like, from my personal experience, I enjoy that game to an extent, so it's like, you know, you win and you lose. You just have to be like, yeah, I understand that this game might not be that great as far as how it's made, but that doesn't mean I can't have fun with it, right? So...
Yeah.
Yeah, you tend to always love, like, the first of every single series you get into.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something that's not true but for the most part, yeah.
Well, I felt like that's how it is most of the time anyway.
I mean, my favorite Mario game is Mario Sunshine, which is the first Mario game I played. My favorite game of all time is Luigi Mansion, which I believe is the first game I ever played. Into my memory. Favorite Zelda game is Wind Waker, first Zelda game. I mean...
Yeah, both Mario
That's how it
64 and Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time are my two favorites, and those are the first two I played of those series. So...
I don't actually
Well,
I don't
go
like
ahead.
Sonic 06.
Huh?
I don't like Sonic 06.
No one
Well-
does.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because there are actually people who do like it, but you're perfectly within reason to say that you don't like it, since most people pan the game pretty bad, so...
My game's 19. Apparently your brother likes Sonic 06.
Yeah, he has a copy that he got for his
Why do you know that, Jay?
Because he's in the chat. My brother's in the chat.
Oh, who
Yeah,
is
I
he?
said it in the chat.
If he likes it,
Brother's
then
in the
whatever, but I don't think it's a very good game. But, you know, whatever, my opinions. This is coming from the guy who's only actually played the game for about 3 hours.
Okay,
But I've watched most of the game.
I am the opposite of these people. Some guy said you don't like Sonic Heroes, which I do like, and somebody said they like... someone said Heroes sucks, but it actually doesn't. And then someone said they like Sonic 06, but it doesn't. But I like it sucks.
Well, you know, that's just... Welcome to the world, where people have
Can't
different
really
opinions than you.
Honestly. It's hard to describe. You can't say
Well,
a game-
I can describe why I think Sonic 06 sucks, but it would take a long time. I could, like, sum it up.
You can say a game is bad. I mean, there's a difference between liking a game and thinking it's well made and good in general.
Right. If you have fun with a game, then all the power to you, but, you know, you just need to understand that just because you like the game doesn't necessarily mean that the game is mechanically a well-made game. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Back in my day, Sonic games were actually pretty fun. Now they're not.
They're
That's-
still fun. Generations is like the best one. Not the best one, but it's pretty good.
There's still people who are like that. Check most, you know, media outlets like GameSpy or, I don't know, IGN, GameSpot.
Oh.
They'll say stuff like, well, it looks like Sonic might be going to return to form, even though we've had Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors and, you know, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like they choose to purposely ignore what Sonic has been doing the past couple of years because it's more fun to make fun of him than it is to actually acknowledge the truth.
Yeah.
So, like, they were praising Sonic Generations when it came out. It was an 8 out of a 10 game, but 1 year later and they already have completely forgot about it.
I never played Sonic Generations.
You don't?
How is it?
Well, I like it quite a bit, but...
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. The biggest problem I have is it's hard to switch between the 2D and 3D ones back to back. Because
Yeah, it can be a little disorienting sometimes.
their controls are
I'm
very
pretty sure the only
different.
Sonic games I've ever... The only Sonic games I've ever played are Sonic Heroes, Shadow, and Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Well, you got the
Okay,
bottom
that's
barrel with
interesting.
most of those.
Yeah.
I have both Sonic Adventures and Sonic CD on PlayStation 3.
Sonic CD on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, the remake by Taxman, who is pretty well known within the Sonic community for being an awesome guy.
No. Oh. No. I did the stupid cart thing again. And then I had to, like...
No, but they basically took the wacky Sonic CD engine and rewrote it as more like the Sonic 3 engine, and then made it so you could choose between the US and Japanese soundtracks, and yep. Plus Spin Dash is fixed, because that was an annoying thing about the original release.
Okay, I thought this, I'm actually doing good now. And actually, I might do a Let's Play of this on my channel. But
Sweet.
it was actually, I thought it was retarded, but now it's actually pretty well.
Why does he has no Pikmin out? Why don't you have any Pikmin out right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot where to get my Pikmin.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm gonna miss by like 2 seconds. Oh, I'm at the last room with the gold ring, but I missed it. New best time. Oh wait, no one cares. Bad.
Why you have no Pikmin?
He's figuring it out.
Wait, what is it? I do something for
Yeah, I was just reading an article yesterday. It was like, Sonic Lost World, looks like Sonic might be getting good again. Look at all the cool things they're doing that's a lot like Mario Galaxy. Oh wait, they're just cloning Mario Galaxy. We should shun this game as well.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people seem to be like, oh, this Sonic game seems like it's gonna be, really good, like better than all those other Sonic games. I'm like, there's nothing different about this one. It's just the other games again. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's not like better.
No, I would say Lost World definitely looks different than what they've been doing, but they were saying that during the Unleashed and Colors and Generations eras. They were all saying, oh look, it might get better, because look at all the cool things they're doing now, even though they're doing the exact same thing they were doing in the last game.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, I need to find...
But there was a Nintendo Direct today. I don't know if anybody watched it.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
I didn't watch it, but I read every single tweet that they posted. So.
There's Ace Attorney versus.
Yes, we're getting it. Yes.
Yeah, I've never played Professor Layton, and I'm still excited for that. So.
Why is it called Versus?
I believe they face off in the courtroom, based on what I remember
I thought
seeing.
it was from what I heard, it's that they work together. Oh.
Well,
No.
well, it's confusing because they do, and they don't, because they work together to get evidence, but they have to face each other in court. And yeah, based on what I saw, but I don't know a whole lot about what is actually happening because it was all Japanese. So take my words with a grain of salt, because maybe I'm just no. What?
Who do you get to play as?
I believe it just depends on where you are in the game. It has different colors. It has. It's a mix between Professor Layton and Ace Attorney, literally, because some parts you'll have to do a puzzle, and then in other parts you have to do what you do in Ace Attorney, which is like investigate items and like rotate them to look at them, and I don't know. It's hard to explain because when I watched it, it was like in the beginning, each subsection of a chapter was split between Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, and then later on in the game, they both merge together, and so the gameplay styles do a lot more merging together as well. And so, yeah, it's just hard to say. It's just like this. It'd be better if you just looked it up, because I don't know. I'm not competent.
It just seems like a good way to do it would be like you would play as Professor Layton in the investigation and play as Phoenix Wright in the trial.
It doesn't really matter who you play as long as both gameplay sections are good. I think it'd be interesting to see them doing the other side, like Layton doing the court stuff.
I might want to get some Professor Layton games for that, though. Never played one.
Yeah, I haven't played any. I don't know. I like puzzle games, but I don't know. It seems a little like from what I heard, it's like really brain-bending puzzles, which isn't exactly what I like. I prefer a little more easy kind of puzzles.
Yeah, it's literally just, it's a very open-ended puzzle game, so sometimes it's, a lot of times actually I'd say it's a mind bender, but occasionally you'll get the more basic puzzles. And I'm saying this only from having 2 hours of experience with the first Professor Layton games, so if I'm screwing this up, somebody will say something in the chat, and I won't be able to see it since my chat won't load. But, yep. Once the Versus game was announced, I played Professor Layton in an emulator for a few hours, because I wanted to see what it was like. Because I'd heard good things of it, but I'd never played it, so...
Okay, I have a lot of Pikmin now.
28. A lot.
12 people here.
12 people? Oh, goodness. That's almost
But he dropped
sad.
like 5 people.
Well, I know your brother left My Games 19.
Oh yeah, it's his bedtime now, I believe. Like he's gonna actually follow it, but whatever.
I was like trying to say bye to him for like half a minute, and then it's like, screw it, I'll just type it in the chat, because I can't get a word in.
Apologies, I guess.
I'm just joshing around.
Anyways, you can join us at the 5DayGamers just kidding page.
I like how as you said that is when it went to that at the bottom screen thing. I guess that's all it's saying. Didn't realize that. There. Me not paying attention apparently. What a shocker.
What
Whoa!
the, why couldn't I jump? This doppelganger shit is driving me insane. Why did I...
Yeah, I got you Pikmin.
We got over 260% of our goal.
Yep.
Yep.
Woo!
And it's not even over
That's
yet.
a little too low. Just
Oh, I guess I need to do that fanfic reading, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that now.
Well, I gotta go find one.
And then you'll need to find some time to show your DKC glitches.
Yep.
I'll make sure that I'm at least there watching those. At least watching.
It's the fun time!
Dramatic fanfic reading for 12 people.
Well, maybe we'll have some kind of...
other hilarious fanfics you found.
Oh, we also reached $1,000, so now I get to destroy Superman 64 with the sledgehammer.
No.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Okay. Crossovers. Well, that's not surprising.
What'd you find?
So, there's a specific show I'm having a bit of a kick for, called Gravity Falls, and I'm looking for crossovers. Here's one with Kung Fu Panda. But I probably should keep it with video games, so I need to find one with video. Here's BioShock. It's probably very graphic now that I think about it.
I don't like
Oh.
BioShock.
Oh, it's only 85 words.
We should do like a Zelda, they should make like a Zelda Twilight Princess mixed with, Okami. Fanfic.
Make a fanfiction?
Yeah, because it would be, because there's like Link in his wolf form with the Matarasu.
Okay, I gotta find something more ridiculous than this. This isn't working. Because
Too serious.
Some of these are a bit too serious, yeah. Here's this Dragon Ball GT one right here. Maybe I'll look at that one.
Okay.
No! We've had enough of Dragon Ball in this stream.
There are Dragon Ball GT games, so...
Sure.
There's one for the PS1.
Ugh.
There's also a Dragon Ball Z game for the PS1 that absolutely positively sucks.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know, because...
So.
I would know because I had it, and then I sold it because it sucks.
Everyone's
And
at
I'm a
that moment
collector
where
of
they buy a
BBC
licensed game. Why am I facing this way? Sonic? Or dead to me?
Sonic the Hedgehog crossovers.
Sonic with Pikmin. That would be sort of appropriate.
If I can
That would
find
even
it on
make-
this list, then I will definitely...
That was
Interesting,
horrible.
Sonic and Pikmin.
Yeah, I found one Sonic X Pikmin story.
Read it.
Oh, it's not very long.
So,
Okay.
read it.
Alright, well, I'll be right back. I gotta get a cup of water so I can
Probably
do
get a
some
million of
quests.
those.
And then, yeah.
I'm actually doing sort of good on this doppelganger challenge.
Still need the Nintendo questions.
Oh yeah, White Orbison. Get over
Where the
here.
hell is Orbison? Has every single every single contact of Orbison's messaged him about this yet?
I haven't messaged. I don't think I have him as my contact.
I messaged him. He hasn't answered me at all.
Do 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 do.
Caps lock. There we go.
Okay, now I got a lot of Pikmin.
I sent a second message, pretty much saying like, if you do have any Nintendo questions left, do them now.
We could like think of, or someone could think of some questions if he really doesn't come in forever.
The only good question that I have about Nintendo has already been answered, and pretty much everybody knows by now, so... It's what Nintendo is in Japanese.
I could think of some if I wasn't playing Sonic Generations. Okay. Oh my god.
And I just realized my audio quality was probably just a little crappier because my headset...
Oh my god, I finally beat that level.
Which one is Olimar Louis, the red or blue one?
Olimar is the red one, Louis is the blue one.
Just remember, the guy in the first game is Olimar, and he's the same color in this game. God. That only gives me artwork.
Whatever. Okay, Nintendo questions.
Alright. Shall I get started?
Okay, come down
Sure.
how much... Yeah,
While we think of Nintendo questions, you can get started.
7,
Okay.
6,
The name of this fanfic is Golden Days. The summary is Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Big get stuck in the Pikmin world. Yay! And strangle themselves to death trying to figure out how the heck they're supposed to... Knuckles, don't hang yourself! Discontinued. Sorry. Alright.
Hey.
Well, that was short.
Yeah. Well, that was the summary. Oh gosh, my head. Knuckles mumbles as he rubs his dead dreadlocks. Where are we? What the? This tree's freaking huge! Shut up! Geez, you're making my headache worse, Sonic replies. Tails, you better remember what happened, or I'll kill you. He turns over ever so slowly as to not crack his stiff neck.
He kills, or I'll kill you?
Well, I do remember, but you guys are gonna kill me anyway after I tell you... Okay, this doesn't tell me who's speaking. Anyway, flashback. Hey, Tails! What you been building? Says Sonic. Tails replies, I have no idea. I was so bored and had nothing better to do since we'd beat Eggman again. So I made the first thing that came to mind. What exactly did you need me here to build? Said Knuckles. Tails says, I don't want to be alone. Knuckles says, you son of a... And then Amy enters the scene. Sonic! Sonic quickly says, whoa, Amy, get off of me! But didn't you miss me? I spent 9 hours trying to track you down and I finally found you. What? Suddenly, the north wall caved in, revealing Big, frantically waving his arms. Froggy? Where are you?
Why big? Just a question.
I have no idea.
Why not?
This isn't stupid enough. This is so far not stupid enough for me to keep going, but I mean, oh well. Anyways, Sonic.
I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Okay. Part of the problem is this is written in script format, so I have to add the things like Sonic then says, then Amy says. It's making reading it really difficult. And it's the only Pikmin crossover, too. Darn it. Maybe I'll find something else crossed over with Pikmin.
Yeah.
Pikmin.
Oh, I failed this challenge. Again.
Games.
So yeah, at some point soon I'm gonna have to record me destroying Superman 64 with a sledgehammer. That'll be fun.
Only 22 Pikmin crossovers. 2 of them being Resident Evil.
Pikmin and Resident Evil.
2 of them being Mario. 1 being Doctor Who. 1 being Pokemon. That was the one we were trying to read. Harry Potter. Well, actually, no. We were trying to read the Sonic the Hedgehog one, but there's a Pokemon in here. And Metroid, Ed, and Eddie, Naruto.
Ed and Eddie?
Yeah.
I think you have to read that one. It sounds like it would be stupid enough.
Okay. It's almost 10,000 words, so...
Oh my.
That'll definitely be a long enough one.
The title of it is Their Life's Meaning, Past, Present, and Future. An explosion caused by Double D's latest invention has flung the Eds to a strange new place. Aided by multicolored Pikmin. Will they ever get home? Ed, and Annie, Pikmin crossover. Chapter 5 is up and running.
I didn't hear who the other person was, so I was like, Ed and Eddie what?
Yeah, it's Ed, and Annie, and Pikmin.
Oh, that show is good.
This is just a little experiment in first-person point-of-view adventure fix. Plus, I got to combine 2 of my favorite things. Alright. Oh man, it's another one of those. Okay, whatever, we'll try it. The tallest and shortest Eds sat in Double D's garage, waiting for him to unveil his newest invention. Unfortunately, he hadn't completed it when they arrived, so he continued working under a tarp. What does this even do? Eddie asked. It will fulfill all your dreams, a reply came from under the tarp. It will make you rich. Ed will see his no longer sci-fi fantasies come true, and I'll become a respected member of the world's community. Double D walked out of the tarp. Think of all the possibilities. At 13? Ed asked. Cool. Send me to a Mars planet of mudmen. Well, let's see. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Double D sighed. Oh my gosh.
What do you guys think I should get, the PS4 or the Wii U?
It really depends on your personal preferences as far as games.
Nintendo, buy the Wii U. If you love PlayStation, buy the Wii U.
The argument used to be there's no games on Wii U, so don't bother, but ever since this month, Nintendo will be releasing new titles every month, so...
We got Pikmin 3!
And Wonderful 101 is coming, and Rayman Legends, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Super Mario 3D World. I'm probably forgetting something. And then in 2014 you got Smash Brothers and Bayonetta 2. Yeah, and Mario Kart coming in 2014. So...
Aren't we gonna have, like, Wii U part and Wii Fit U?
Yeah, that's a game.
Wii Fit U. That's a funny name. Wii Fit U.
We fit you into this tux.
This isn't working. Pokemon Story.
Okay, I can now got 49 Pokemon. Pikmin.
The pink
Your
ship.
map.
It's softly in the awakening wood. Louis was annoyed. I use Oliver's real name, Orima. Orima, said Louis. Why do we only have 99999 Pokos? It's our 272nd day, for Pete's sake. A guy named Pete fell from the sky shouting, "For Mother Russia!" Then he hit the ground hard. Orima walked over to him. He's dead. A moment of silence for the random guy. Okay, no more solemn stuff for now. Orima withdrew 30 purple pinks and 30 whites. He was walking to the red onion when suddenly there was a dark, yes dark, yellow, yep yellow, flash behind the ship. Then, the ship was gone. By gone, I mean it disappeared. I mean smashed to millions of pieces. With the treasure. No! It's okay, Orima. I can build a new one from the onions. Huh? How? What are you on? I'm a brilliant mechanic. How does that help? I can build a new ship. Who cares about a ship? My Dr. Pepper was in there.
Hilarious.
And that's the first chapter. There's only 2 chapters. I don't plan on the second chapter. It has something to do with Pokemon, but I am not seeing any Pokemon yet.
Like, just go to the second chapter and see if you can find anything to do with Pokemon in there. If there is, then read it.
What the? Well, I can tell you one thing. At the end of it, Kim Possible comes absolutely out of nowhere.
What? Like that random Pete?
Yeah. We're just gonna go look at more Dragon Ball X Pokemon stuff, because that seems...
That was the funniest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 56 Pikmin.
I am now in possession
Still
of
only have one
Pikmin 3. Plays on Wii U system, sold for the Americas only. Official Nintendo seal. Pikmin 3.
There's one Pikmin missing.
So neither the purple nor the whites return in Pikmin 3?
I think they're in it. They're like, I don't even know.
I know we've now got the flying and the rocks, but...
They might only be in the challenge mode.
Well, this is a fanfic that the person sure has been working on for a while. It's got 29 chapters and 64,000 words. It's called Dragon Ball Z White.
Dragon Ball Z and what?
Dragon Ball Z White. It's a Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z crossover.
Okay.
5 years have passed since Goku and Doc beat Piccolo and Raikou in the 23rd World Martial Arts Tag Team Tournament, and the people of the Earth have been living in peace ever since. But little did anyone expect it. The Earth's time of peace was about to end as a mysterious pod in outer space makes its way to Earth. What it holds spells bad news for Earth. A new threat. Everything was nice and quiet at Mount Pyozu, with the animals moving about, but the silence was interrupted by the sound of a woman calling for someone. Gohan! Kudo! The voice called as Panpour was up in the tree, eating a banana before he made his way back home. Gohan! Kudo!
Okay,
What's...
so
Go ahead.
I'm assuming this is just following the regular Dragon Ball Z story, just with random Pokemon thrown in.
It's a possibility. Once Panpour made it into his new home at Mount Pyozu to see Chi-Chi calling for someone named Gohan and Kudo. Still having no luck? Panpour asked.
Panpour can speak.
Yep. No, I'm starting to get worried about them, Chi-Chi said as Dark's other Pokemon, except for Zerkarom came back with Palutena. What? Palutena? Is that the woman from Kid Icarus? Palutena?
Palutena?
Yes.
Yeah. What the heck? You haven't found them either, have you guys? Chi-Chi asked his sister and her brother-in-law's Pokemon.
Someone left a comment on the chat saying, Wendy had Jack Sparrow's baby, Misty. WTF, not the Wendy.
That's from the fanfic that we read the other night.
Right, Misty having Captain Jack Sparrow's baby.
Yep.
Okay, so my
Okay,
Pikmin
exactly. I don't want you to do games. That's cool.
This one I'm not finding too interesting either. What the heck?
Fanfics, come on.
Here's one labeled humor, and it's a one-shot, so I guess I'll go with it. It's another script. Okay, well. Vegeta at Jubilife. Okay.
Jubilife.
How? Thought Vegeta. How could I let my wimpy human wife convince me into doing this? I just helped save the world from Cell, and this is how they repay me. If Hercules is at the lame contest, I'm gonna kill him. Actually, my hot wife wouldn't like that. I beat him up, though. I can't believe I'm thinking this, but Kakarot's brat should be getting the attention. I understand what you're thinking, Vegeta, said Meowth nearby him. Maybe I should do Meowth voice. But remember that I'm helping you out. That's about all I can do.
That's actually pretty close.
Now let's go. Fine, said Vegeta. Figuring that while they were in Jubilife, they could still head to the contest hall in style. That was going to be as good as he could make it, if he could even prove that it was remotely possible to make it good. Kyrium, let's go! He threw a Pokeball in a black and gray Pokemon emerged from it. They flew over
black
on...
and gray.
Huh?
Kyurem even black and gray. More like bluish silver something.
Well, I'm just reading the fanfic. I don't write them.
What? You don't write this gold?
By the way, Cool Cat, you can hit down on the D-pad and then move your Wiimote around to move your entire army around so you don't have to throw them everywhere.
They flew over to the contest hall on Kyrim, and the contest began. First up was Zoe. Performance is the same as the anime, except this part. A Dragon Rage blasted Mischievous off of Zoe's head. It was Kyrim. You did good, now get the heck out of here! The judge's comments are the same as the anime. What the heck? The security...
a contest from the anime. The Jubilife contest, I guess.
But it just seems silly that they'd just be like, yeah, I'm too lazy to write this, so I'll just put, it's from the anime. The security guards were about to challenge Vegeta, but they remembered that they were each offered exactly $1 billion from his multi-trillion wife, so they refrained. All the rest was...
Dollars in Dragon Ball Z?
I should point out that the I in billion was capitalized and also spelt wrong. Differed was spelt wrong, and yeah.
Gold. All of this is gold.
I remember the time that they put contest, they said on test, right?
Yeah. All the rest was the same as the anime, except for the fact that there were 3 people where they go down after dawn. Okay, it's time for the second round, said Vegeta. But what about my performance? Asked a timid little girl. Screw your performance! It's time for a second round, shouted Vegeta. There are still 3 remarkable performances left, including her. Mr. Zukaizo protested. And words.
You only have 12 viewers on this thing.
Yep. They are disqualified, said Vegeta. And quit saying remarkable. You're not remarkable. You are remarkable in every sentence. Stop saying remarkable. I don't know how to say a sentence without saying remarkable. Just stop saying remarkable, shouted Vegeta. It's easy. He was getting really pretty mad now. Stop saying remarkable. Remarkable? How? Vegeta began pounding the judge. Stop saying remarkable! He shouted as he pounded the crap out of the judge, punch after punch, and a few kicks and body slams as well.
My life is over.
Bar had been on Vegeta's shoulder, but when he charged at the judge, the Meowth leapt right off after he was pounded. Mr. Tsukaizo seemed pretty dazed. Remarkable? Vegeta kicked him into a wall by kicking him in the belly with his left foot. Arg! Shouted the Saiyan Prince as he kicked the judge. Puar, you take over. Puar happily jumped towards the seat. Before landing, he turned around in midair to face the direction that his fellow judges were sitting in. He was happy to be sitting between 2 important people. Let's get on with it then! Puar had shouted, beginning to shout that happy sentence right before he landed in the seat, just a few seconds after he turned around. The second round began. The first match was Ash versus Jesselina.
What?
Yeah. I noticed that our streamer is trying to say something, so I stopped.
Okay, now I only have 1 Pikmin. I lost all my Pikmin.
Your other 2?
Well, that's what
Check
the
your map.
reset button's for.
Oh.
I don't.
Call him back, call it back, call it back, call it back.
I don't like them.
What's the reset button?
We got all of them. Good. Yeah, don't let your Pikmin go into water unless they're blue. Or Bulbmin.
That's what happens when you never played this game before.
Well, yeah, you might want to just press the reset button. That's like several days of progress gone.
I don't like him, said Meowth, who sat next to James in the audience. Apom, use Focus Punch! Apom opens up the battle with a Focus Punch. The powerful fighting type move slammed into Carnivore.
Carnivore?
Yes, Okay,
Carnivore.
Moving on. Carnivore. And with just that attack, Carnivore's eyes became twisty as the Pokemon landed on the floor on its back as the wind was knocked completely out of it. Oh my gosh. It looks like the pathetic Carnivore has already lost, shouted Vegeta. Ash Ketchup of Pallet Town wins! It's Ketchup, said Ash. I don't care what it is, Ash, said Vegeta. But how? Asked Jessie in agony. She began jumping up and down so much that her disguise fell off and her hairstyle returned to how it usually is. Jessie, said Ash. Time to go, shouted Jessie as she ran out of the contest hall carrying the unconscious Carnivore over her head. James and Meowth soon joined her. It appears the judges have decided that she lost a 4/4 of her points from that one Focus Punch, shouted Vegeta. Let's go on, get on with it then. Okay. This is just, it's a Pokemon match with Vegeta somehow participating in some way. It's kind of weird, but...
What isn't weird about fanfics?
Nothing.
Baneri defeats Bidoof in the same way as in the anime, while Zoe's Glamow easily defeated a Caterpie that belonged to the first timer named Pip with Shadow Claw, a one-time knockout that led the crowd to cheering. It's time, third round, said Vegeta. But what about our match? Two first-timers said at once. Screw your match, it's time for the third round, shouted Vegeta in anger. You're both disqualified. The boys walked away in tears. Okay, since there's only 3 people left, consider having one person automatically advance into the finals through lottery. But no one is good enough for that. All 3 of you suck. Battle Royale! I didn't train for this, shouted Don. No automatic elimination, you see, said Vegeta. The other 2 won't deserve that help. Pikachu! Shouted Ash. Pikachu ran onto the stage. Dratini! Shouted Zoe. Curtain! A snake-like dragon-type Pokemon emerged from the blast of white light. Baneri was called on as well, and looked at Pikachu with love-filled eyes.
Wait, stop with that. Why the hell are you reading a Pokemon story?
It's Pokemon and DBZ fanfic.
The idea was read a really stupid and funny fanfic, because the last time we did it, it was really stupid and funny, but this one isn't proving to be stupid or funny.
Okay.
Well, actually, kind of stupid, but not really funny. I'm wondering if I should just move on to a different one.
Yeah, move on.
Sure.
Orange to pink. It's just an adventure comic thingy. H2.
Oh. Oh. How am I not dead? How am I not dead? How did I collect those rings? Okay, that's stupid.
Vegeta's worst nightmare: The Return of Pikachu. Written by the same guy who wrote the fanfic that we were reading the other night.
Okay, you have to read that.
It was the second fanfic that we read. It was the one where it started out as being something, and then near the end it just became a Pokemon match.
between Trunks and Vegeta. Yeah, I was right. Okay. For a second, I thought I said the wrong thing, but
Not like I would. No.
Trunks sighed. He was bored out of his little mind. Ever since Pikachu left, there was nothing fun to do around the house. Okay, maybe that's an understatement, but it was always much more fun with Pikachu. It had been 3 months since Trunks last saw his cute little furball, and he missed him a lot. He could only wonder what he was doing with its trainer right now, who turned out to be Ash. So that was Ash's Pikachu, thought Trunks. I sure do miss it. As Trunks sat on the couch sulking, Vegeta came walking in. He looked over his son and asked, "What are you doing, Trunks?" Trunks looked up to stare at his father. "Are you still upset about the puny little rodent leaving?" Trunks glared. "You were upset too," Trunks reminded him. "Mom said you were." "Oh, mother. Your mother makes up the silliest things," Vegeta said, rolling his eyes. Trunks just shook his head at his father's denial. "Now then," he continued, "meet me outside in 15 minutes for some training." Trunks looked up immediately and stared in disbelief. "What?" "You heard me," growled Vegeta. 15 minutes, you understand?" Trunks moaned in protest, but Vegeta paid him no mind and left him there to gripe and moan. "Aw, man," Trunks grumbled. "Why do I always have to train with my dad? I wish I could go see Pikachu." Then, Trunks had an idea. "Maybe I can," he thought aloud. "Yeah, that'd work!" Trunks suddenly bolted up and ran to his mother's inventing room. He had a plan, but he needed a little machine his mother had. The one that sent Pikachu back to the Pokemon world. Oh no. "Where is that brat?" Vegeta asked himself. He had been waiting in the gravity room 30 minutes waiting for Trunks. "Grr, if he doesn't get here soon, I'm gonna tear him apart and blast him to oblivion." He stood there waiting several more minutes before deciding to go find the mischievous little boy. The door outside the inventing room creaked as Trunks silently slipped inside unnoticed. His mother was on a business trip while his father was still outside waiting for him. He tiptoed quietly inside the room and flipped on the light switch. The room was suddenly bathed in light, and Trunks could see now clearly the contents of the room.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Sorry, I had to. Keep going.
"Let's see now," Trunks thought aloud as he asked amongst the various inventions. "That's not it." He started pointing to one of the funny-looking machines on the ground. "Nope, that's not either." "Nope, not you." Trunks continued to walk along all the gadgets and gizmos his mother made until he finally found what he was looking for. "Bingo!" Trunks shouted in triumph as he looked up at the large machine that had taken Pikachu back to his world. "Now then," he said to himself, "how did Mom work this thing?" He walked up to the control panel that was off to the side and looked at the various buttons and knobs in confusion. "Oh, crud," Trunks said, utterly confused. As he scanned the different labeling on the buttons, he came to one that said, "Start." "There we go," Trunks said gleefully as he found the button. As soon as he pressed it, the machine started up. While he was messing around with a few more controls, an unknown figure, wising up his plan, entered the room. Once he saw what Trunks was doing, he shouted as loud as he could, "What are you doing?" Trunks froze in terror. When he turned around to see whom it was that yelled at him, he immediately regretted it. He about wet himself when he saw the last person who he needed to be there while Trunks was in that machine. "I might just kill that brat!" Vegeta cried in frustration. He was still looking for Trunks, who still hadn't shown up. He was obviously hiding, as to escape training. Grr! Ever since that Pikachu incident, he's been moping around and slacking off. Well, no more. I'll teach that little brat the very meaning of pain. As Vegeta kept ranting, he passed by the inventing room. While he passed by, he heard a voice shout, "Bingo!" Vegeta stopped dead in his tracks. He put an ear to the door, hoping to hear the voice again. "Now then," the voice said to itself, "how did Mom work this thing?" "Mom?" Vegeta thought. "That better not be who I think it is." "There we go," the voice shouted. Suddenly, Vegeta heard a thunderous sound emit from the room. The floor was shaking slightly. Now he knew what was going on. Trunks was starting up the machine Bulba had made so he could bring Pikachu back. "Oh no, you don't!" Vegeta shouted, his temper exploding. He kicked down the door with his foot and stepped in. Sure enough, What he saw was what he thought. There was Trunks by the control panel to Bulba's machine, and sure enough, it was up and running. A growl later, Vegeta shouted, "What are you doing?" Trunks froze. Slowly, he turned around and saw, to his terror, his father. "Dad?" Trunks shouted, unnerved and completely caught off guard. "What are you doing?" "Looking for you, that's what, you little punk!" Vegeta shouted amongst the chaos. "You were supposed to be outside training with me 30 minutes ago!" "Wow, did it really take me that long to get here and turn on the machine?" Trunks pondered. He didn't ponder for long, because he suddenly felt like something was pulling at him. Vegeta felt it too. "What the?" Both Trunks and Vegeta shouted as they felt something pull at them. They both realized, a little too late, that it was the machine causing all the suction. It was sucking both men, sucking them in. "Ah!" Trunks screamed as he fought the powerful vortex. Even though he was half Saiyan, he still had trouble fighting it. Vegeta was struggling too. The vortex grew stronger and stronger with each passing second. Both Vegeta and Trunks powered up to Super Saiyan, but even then, they still had to put up a fight. Trunks was right by the mouth of the portal. "Help!" Trunks shouted to his father. "I can't fight it much longer!" "Hold on, Trunks!" Vegeta shouted back. He powered up the Super Saiyan 2 and started to inch his way closer to his son. Even though this power boost made it possible for him to slowly make his way over to his son without being sucked in, he knew that each moment the vortex grew stronger. Eventually it would grow too powerful and sucked him in and his son inside. "Got to get to Trunks," Vegeta thought desperately. "That way I can pound him for causing this." Vegeta continued to struggle as Bulba's machine continued to try to pull him in. All the various inventions was flying by as the portal consumed anything not anchored down to the lab. One machine was flying right to the back of Vegeta's head. "Dad, look out!" Trunks cried. Vegeta turned around a little too late. The machine hit him in the head, causing him to lose his footing, and the portal sucked him right in. "Dad!" Trunks cried as he tried to grab his father's hand before he got sucked in. He missed, and Vegeta passed through, leaving Trunks by himself. He was now clinging to the floor, using his strength to dig his hands into the marble. The suction became stronger and stronger, and Trunks found himself having a harder time fighting the suction. "Can't hold on much longer," Trunks said to himself as he continued to struggle against the suction. Finally, his tiny body gave out, and he scrambled to the power of the mighty vortex. As he was sucked in, there was nothing that he could do about it. He watched as his mother's lab, his home, his own dimension, grew further and further away. He seemed to be shooting down a tunnel bathed in purple light. Various pictures from other dimensions flashed above him, and he continued to fly down the seemingly endless pipe. Then a picture of lush green field, which looked much like Earth, appeared in front of him. "There!" Trunks thought. He flew into the picture at tremendous speed. Suddenly, a bright light obscured his vision, and he felt himself hit the Earth. He looked up to see that there were 4 or 5 sets of eyes staring down at him, masked by shadows. "Is he alright?" a feminine voice asked, worried. "I don't know," another voice, this time male, answered. Trunks was curious as to who was speaking, but he was losing his sight. He was fainting. He tried to stay awake for a couple of minutes. "I need to see if my dad's alright," he thought. Alas, all of his efforts were in vain. His vision blacked out completely, and his body began to feel numb. The dad?" He managed to mumble. Then an unconsciousness swept over his body, and he went off into a deep sleep. The end of Chapter 1. There are 10 chapters. How are we doing on Pikmin?
I'm doing good. I lost another couple of my Pikmin.
You seem to be learning, though. You're doing a lot better than you were at the beginning, that's for sure.
Yep. Now it says there is a problem with this call.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, it looks like Sam might have dropped. Samzilla. Or is at least having connection problems. That one wasn't very funny.
I never heard Jay. Where's Jay at?
Hey, Jay. Jay.
Where did Jay go?
I think everybody's just magically disappeared.
Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna do 5 now. drops the call. Okay.
And Jay's just magically in La La Land. I don't even know what's going on there.
Okay, nothing else to do. I'm just gonna wait till the day 5. This is in 8 seconds.
Honestly, the original reading of the fanfic thing is a lot more fun and silly, and I'll probably end up uploading it somewhere. So,
We are just about getting to the second hour of Pikmin.
yeah, and you have to play 3 hours, right?
Yep. Now Samzilla is offline.
Wonder what happened to him. I guess we'll find out soon enough, but...
And Jay's gone.
Yeah, he's in Magic Land. He's in the Pokemon world.
Jay got taken by the boogeyman, someone said in the comments.
If only I could see the comment section. Did any of you guys find the fanfic reading at all interesting?
Yeah, that was really good.
I mean, I wish I could actually see your responses, but yeah.
Yeah, Samzilla just went online again. Yo, Jay, are you there?
JJ the jet plane.
And for the 1000th time, I've disconnected. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Jay's... I don't even know where. So... But I read a chapter, and then I stopped. Because it really wasn't that funny.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should keep looking for fanfics, or if I should just give up. I don't know, but...
I got some mail. My cutest deal, how are you? My boss gave me this fake email account and told me all about your business deal. Just remember, you have a family to think about. You know, I am trying to use the accent for the Albany story, so I didn't even know what kind of accent I'm using.
Pop out.
I will stay with you.
We all do.
A stand-up comedian has gone.
Hi, yi. Laugh, laugh.
Dude, when you were making the back in my day jokes, who was the one that was talking in some cowboy voice?
Back in my day.
Oh yeah, that was you. Yeah, I actually ran out of back in my day jokes.
No, dang it.
Now the stream got going now.
Think of something quick. Your favorite soft drink. If you drink soft drinks.
I like Mountain Dew. I also like Pepsi a lot.
Okay. My favorite is Mountain Dew. Second favorite is Dr. Pepper.
Never been a fan of Dr. Pepper. I don't know why.
My favorite soft drink, number 1 would be 7-Up. My second would be, I don't know, my second would probably be Pepsi.
My dad used to bring home Pepsi from work all the time because he was trying to go on a diet, but he was being given soda all the time. So I drank a lot of Pepsis when I was younger and got sick of them. So I probably would like them a lot more now if I hadn't, like, made myself sick of them. Least favorite soft drink?
I haven't had too many. soft drinks that I don't like.
Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Probably Dr. Pepper.
How dare you say Dr. Pepper?
Trying to think if there's one I've tried that I don't like.
I don't like orange sodas.
Oh, wait, yeah. Orange Fanta. That's one I've tried that I don't like as much as that. I just don't like it at all. Dr. Pepper's like, okay, but I really hate Fantas. Glad Otto's
Yeah.
not here.
Yeah.
This was like not like back in my day. It's like a back in my day joke, but it wasn't like how many years ago when I was like 6 years old. It's like when Jay was still here, so here we go. Back in my no, I have to use my accent. Back in my day, Jay was actually talking. Now it's not.
Back in my day, Jay was actually in the chat. Now he's not.
That was indeed water.
Back in my day, we made back in my day jokes.
Back in my day, we didn't make back in my day jokes.
Back in my day, jokes didn't even exist.
Okay, I can actually see the chat room now because I pulled it up in an entirely different browser.
Yay.
Exactly. Back in my day. I forgot, I don't know.
Back in my day, I made a 2-ton alien. And then they destroyed it.
Back in my day, my game's 19 didn't see the chat. Now we could.
Yep.
Although that wasn't back in my day, that was like half an hour ago.
Back in my day, we didn't have these Pikmins. We had the Marios and Zeldas. No Pikmin.
Back in my day, it was just one captain you could control.
Okay,
Now it's 2 and then 3. They don't understand, doing things by yourself. You kids. They're
back in my
freaking out.
day, we had Pikmin 1, now we have Pikmin 3 for the Wii U.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had Final Fantasy. Now we got Final Fantasy 15.
I think 15's here now
Back
yet.
in my day, we had Donkey Kong, the first ever one. Now we have friggin' Super Luigi Bros. U.
Back in my day, we didn't have Country Returns Tropical or Freeze after my Donkey Kong.
I got my Pikmin back. Well, not back, I just got a lot of Pikmin now.
So have you been in the cave yet?
No. Back in
Well, that's
my
where you should
day,
go next.
I lost all my Pikmin, and now I got 38 of them. We made a whole bunch of jokes yesterday on my stream. We like maybe shoutouts and hashtags, and then that's when we started back in my day. And then I actually spelled day wrong. I actually spelled it like did, and then we started making back in my day jokes.
Back in my day, I didn't start in that stream. That was a while ago. Like a long while ago.
Back in my day, you had to blow on your cards. Now, if you blow on your games now, well...
Okay, now we have a lot of we have 3 back in my day jokes. I'm gonna read them. Back in my day, these jokes were funny. Now they're not. Next one is, back in my day. Oh, it's 2. Hey, it says it 2 times. Okay, so I'm gonna read them. Back in my day, jokes didn't exist. Back in my day, people took wrestling seriously. Okay, whoever's up to it, I could pull anyone in the chat and back in my day jokes. So send all your back in my day jokes, and I'll tell mine on camera.
I can come up with random Nintendo-related questions if you guys want.
I forgot to come up with some of those. Yeah, you can come up with them if you want.
Well, they're not going to be like the quiz kind that we were getting. They're not going to be super difficult to figure out sort of ones. They'll just be like, "Well, this is an interesting piece of history that barely anybody remembers," sort of thing.
Do it.
Back in my day, my Emoto was on fanfiction.net.
Miyamoto. Miyamoto was on fanfiction.net.
Oh god, no, I gotta watch out.
Okay, so why is the original... Okay, when the Famicom came to the United States, why was it renamed the Nintendo Entertainment System?
I don't know that.
Because
Good enough reason.
I could answer a whole bunch of slides.
I want to see what the chat thinks. If there's anybody left in the chat besides Shadow Slayer, probably. But I just don't see him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
Should I wait for a response in the chat, or should I just say? I'd say to introduce Nintendo to America in a different way. Fair enough. That's not the real answer, but it has everything to... I'll give hints. It has everything to do with the kind of economy that was going on here in America regarding video games.
They called it an entertainment system because... I don't know. Because... This is gonna... I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. Because they wanted it to be kind of an all-purpose toy and not really a computer video game thing at all.
Yeah, you're on the right track, that's for sure. It's the same reason why they made it a spring-loaded cartridge loading system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Slayer is pretty darn close. Basically, after the amazingly terrible thing that happened around the 1983-ish with the downfall of Atari, basically everybody thought video games was a fad at that point, that it was just something that came and went and that wasn't really ever going to come back. In America specifically. In other countries it was quite a bit different, but that's for another day to talk about, or maybe just later. But anyway, the thing about America is, in order for Nintendo to even enter into the American audience, because retailers didn't want anything to do with video games, Nintendo had to disguise their game console as basically a VHS player. They had to advertise it as a entertainment system instead of a video game deck or console at first, because the American audience thought it was a fad and that it wasn't worth investing money in anymore, and neither did Toys R Us or anybody else who actually could carry the product. So Nintendo did a lot of interesting things in order to get the NES into American markets. And there's one specific creation that Nintendo is well known for its existence, but it was actually a pretty dumb toy. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
The Ultra Hand?
No. It was created solely so that they could market the Nintendo Entertainment System as a toy and not as a game console.
Okay, guys, we are now.
Oh, something.
We are now 2 hours into the game.
Hooray!
Oh God, no. No.
Rob?
Yeah, you're right. It's Rob. Rob was only created for the purpose of selling the NES to American markets. But that's the reason why they have the stupid cartridge push-down loading thing, which is actually a design flaw of the system and makes repairs of it frustrating at times. Doable, but not easy at times. So that's why a lot of people prefer the top loader NES, which was the second version of the NES. It was released late in its lifespan. And on that topic, the guy who designed the NES2 was originally set to design the Super Nintendo. I guess the question is, do you know the name of that guy?
No I don't. Darn. I think
If you don't, that's okay, because I don't know either. I was trying to find something to lead off into that, but I couldn't think of a good question. But basically, the guy who designed the really ugly-looking top loader originally was going to design the Super Nintendo. Reith, to answer your question, this person has never played Pikmin 2 before. And I probably said your username wrong, and if that's the case, then oops. I'm a dumb.
Okay, so Evil Dead Fan 102 said we have 4 hours to donate if we want to win the PS4 or Pokemon X or Y.
Oh, well, here's something. Alright, Echo Smidge, words. Thank you for joining us, and sleep well, and yep, we will try to finish as strong as we can.
Yep. Goodbye.
Okay. So someone said, is this person playing this game purposely bad? Or is he like a kid or something?
Yeah, I answered that, but you can go ahead and answer as well, since you're the one playing.
This is a friggin' opposite challenge. So I never played this game before, so in case you're not aware of this, I never played this game before.
We've had people on here that have been speedrunners, and we've also had people on here who have had little to no experience with games, so we've had quite a range. But my next question is, does anybody know why they didn't go with the design that the guy made for the Super Nintendo? Because they didn't actually end up going with it.
No. That seems like a pretty obscure one.
I should really reword the question, because I don't think this one's a good one for answering. I guess what I really mean is, what is the reasoning behind the way that the console was designed in the first place?
The Super Nintendo?
The NES top loader. What is the reasoning for the way it's designed? I mean, it looks really ugly, to me at least. To look like a VHS. But, well, that's what the original NES was meant to look like, to sell the units. But why was the NES2, or the top loader, why does it look the way it does? There's a legit reason for it. That's pretty hilarious, actually. It has something to do with the fact that it's called a top loader as well.
Just so you don't get past the technical problems of putting it in like a VHS tape?
No, because they could have easily made it load from the front. No, it has nothing to do with making it look like a DVD player.
I don't think those even existed yet.
Do I need... I can post a picture of what the NES2 looks like, so you might have a better idea of what I'm talking about here.
I don't know what it looks like, but I just don't know why. I don't know what's different about it, or why the reason behind its design. Yeah, post one, the Shadow Slayer.
Okay, I think this guy killed some of my Pikmin, like 2 of my Pikmin, so we killed him though.
What's funny about that picture is NES Model 2s did not come with classic square controllers. They came with what some people prefer to call the dog bone, which is basically the NES Max thingy. I don't know. I never really liked them that much, but I know some people who find them easier to use. So
I've never tried one of those.
it's like it's like an early joystick, except not, because the purpose of it has a slide pad on it, but the thing is it's still pressure based. So the buttons only press if you slide correctly to the transistor, whatever they are at the bottom in the actual technical side. So it's like you're playing the same game with the same controls, but not, because you have to use a slide pad instead. But,
I actually have one of those things. I hate them a lot.
Yeah, I don't like to not know.
I think he means when he said no look original and unique, he means to look original and unique.
Oh, no. It has a legitimate reason. Like, it's not just, oh, we need to make something that looks really different. Let's make it. I guess we'll just say, because we've gotten enough guesses, I guess I should just say. The reasoning behind it is that people would put things on top of their NESs, and it would constantly cause technical problems with the systems. Like somebody would put their coffee cup on top.
With the systems?
Like somebody would put their coffee cup on top.
With the systems? Like somebody would put...
Oh god, Echo.
And so the purpose of the design was to prevent people from being able to put things on top of their console, because of that same reason. Nintendo didn't want to have to pay extra repair costs on something that was really the person's fault in the first place. So, yep. Now, as to why they didn't go with the design that they were thinking of for the Super Nintendo, I'm not entirely sure what the whole story is behind it. I just know that basically Nintendo didn't like the design they submitted, and so they went with what we have now, which is the Model 1. There's also a Model 2 Super Nintendo, but they're less common here in America, at least.
The Model 2 is actually the one that I have, and I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the chat and play the game at the same time.
Well, the part of the SNES 2 doesn't produce as good video as the original does, so that's a thing. At least as far as I remember, it's either I might be thinking of something else possibly, but. So does anybody know the story behind, okay, so anybody here played Banjo-Kazooie? Or at least know of its existence? What is the first video game ever? The answer to that is a little blurry because we have records going back as far as early 60s stating that people have created virtual tennis games, but we don't have any definitive proof. The first credited video game, as far as I'm aware, is Space War, which was a game developed at MIT by students, and it was translated into an arcade machine by Nolan Bushnell, and there's only about 700 units that were ever made, and they're really rare to find them, but they're really unique-looking units. They definitely look like what people thought space things looked like back then.
Isn't like Odyssey one of the first games ever?
Huh?
Isn't Odyssey one of the first games?
It's the first games console. It has that going for it. But Space War came out in, I believe it was 71. Or 70, yeah, so it would predate the Odyssey by a year or two. The thing is, records for this early stuff is kind of blurry. Like, I think we have the month that they were released, but not the date. So, I don't know. But we do know for sure that that was early, and then there was Pong in 72, and that Pong is what got people that were really interested in video games. They would put those in pubs and stuff, and they'd have to come back the next day because the coin dispenser was not working anymore.
Okay, I gotta find who I gotta go.
It'd be full of quarters. But most people recognize the Brown Box, which was developed by Ralph Baer, to be the first video game console, and people consider him the father of video gaming history. Kind of more like the grandfather, I'd say, because Nolan Bushnell really is an image for early gaming for a lot of people who founded Atari with...
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to go and steal or something.
Yeah, press A next to the hole.
He founded Atari with somebody else, and I always forget his name, and I feel like a dummy for not knowing it. But,
Steve Wozniak?
possibly, yeah. That sounds right. Name 2 forms of media that were tabooed at one point. Video games, movies.
Oh, I'm in the cave now.
Yay, progression.
Name 2 forms of media that were taboo.
Comics. Yeah, that's true too, and I noticed that a few years ago, and I just didn't really think about it too much, but there was a time when if you went to go see a superhero movie, you were considered to be a dummy-dumb, a nerd who would sit and read comics all day, but now it's like everybody goes to see a comic book movie. It's
that. I don't remember a time when that was the thing.
60s to 80s.
And also, hello, Spalton.
80s is when I think comics started to gain ground. People started accepting it better, but I'm not a big guy on comics. I just kind of have this vague idea. I've always wanted to get into them, but every time I do, I go to the comic book store and then I glance over at the comic shelf and I'm like, where do I even start? Start with the classics. Batman, and then I'm going to be jumping into this story that I have no knowledge of.
I have to get the...
So, I don't know, I just feel overwhelmed when I go and do those sorts of things. Yeah, Shadow Slayer, you would know more than I do. I'm just throwing out basic numbers, because I have only vague ideas of the I don't know a lot about comic book history. Talk to me about video game history, and I can go on all day about it, but comics, no. Movies I can talk about somewhat, but I'm still kind of learning about them. Really, I'm still learning about every medium, but I know not a whole lot about film still. More Nintendo facts. So we all know that there were four Nintendo games starring Nintendo characters on the Philips CDI. What is the reasoning for why those games were able to exist? We actually talked about this briefly sometime that I don't know the exact time of. But it's a very interesting story, to say the least.
Yeah, I know this one.
And it has...
basic... What were you saying?
Go ahead.
You know...
Do video game... So, wait.
You know, I think...
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I know, especially with companies like Rare, when they were publishing games, European publications and such would really push people to buy Rareware titles and other European titles, just to support their own country. And I mean, the United States buys a lot of games made by their own country, but so, I mean, I can see it.
Anyway, the reason for the
back to the
CDI having Nintendo games. Well, you're really lagging out a bit.
Yeah.
My games.
Oh,
Kinda
yeah, I'm
difficult to
noticing
hear.
that too.
Anyway, reason that CDI has Nintendo games, I think was because Philips was planning on making a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo, but Nintendo, somehow the deal fell through, but there was some complication that allowed Philips to use, like some Nintendo properties on their systems. That's the vague version.
Close. Am I coming through at least somewhat better? Or am I still
A
bad?
little bit.
Okay, well, sometimes my internet just farts out on me, so if that happens, then I apologize. But it's more like Nintendo actually went to Philips first, and Nintendo wanted a CD add-on because of how successful the Sega CD add-on was doing, and there was a lot of hype around the CD format and what it could do for gaming. So that's basically where that started. And the thing is the contract that Nintendo and Philips signed together included the rights to giving Philips rights to certain Nintendo characters. And Nintendo at the time was just like, oh, well, we'll just work together with them when the hardware's out to make a game specifically on the platform, since Philips would know the most about the CD add-on was out for a while, and the sales started diminishing really fast. Nintendo wasn't really sure they wanted to move through with the plans. And the other thing was also that some of the promises that they had to make with Philips to make it happen, they weren't entirely happy with. So they were like, well, maybe we can still do this since we're already planning to do it, and just do it cheaper. So they kind of went behind Philips' back, and they went over to Sony, and they said, hey, Sony, we got this deal with Philips right now. If you guys can give us a better deal, then we'll totally go with you guys instead. Okay, that sounds great. We always wanted to do something video game related, because we already have this development team here making games. So then they get in talks with Sony, and then Philips finds out about it, and they are not happy campers. Philips gets very upset with Nintendo, and they're like, you know you guys signed this, right? This contract? Yeah, you're not going to hold to it? No. Alright, well then I guess we'll make our own console. Enter the Philips CDI. I think the problem was with the Philips CDI is that Philips really didn't know how to do video games. They weren't a video game company. They were a hardware manufacturing company. And it shows very obviously in their hardware and in their software. Sony, however, eventually Nintendo dropped the idea completely once they realized that CD wasn't really turning out the way everybody thought. And Sony got a little upset about it as well. And they were like, well, we invested all this money into this project already. Let's see if we can still produce something out of it. So they went over to Sega, and they said, hey, Sega, so we got all this development stuff already done on a console. Is there any way that we could team up with you to make your next console? And Sega of America was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds great. We won't have to worry about making our own hardware." But when America went over to Sega Japan to market it, because the big higher-ups are at Japan, and they get to call the shots. Of course, the people in Japan were like, no, that sounds like a stupid idea, and kabooshed it before it really got off the ground. And with Sony not too happy about both decisions, they went, well, wait a minute, why don't we just make our own console as well? And so that was the beginning of the PlayStation. So, funny enough, Nintendo birthed their own rival.
Yeah.
Yep. We're still learning about the whole story around it, even today. That the Sony, the portion where Sony goes to Sega, that was information we literally just got like a week ago. And there's concept art that we have of what the CD add-on for the Super Nintendo would have looked like if it had come from Philips. But we don't have anything from Sony. And really, there's just a lot up in the air about the whole subject, and it's probably intentional, but it's really interesting.
I lost my Pikmin. I don't know where they are.
Check the map for your Pikmin.
Oh, PDF's back. Yay!
Nope. Hi, EDF.
What is up, EDF?
So the thing about the Virtual Boy is an interesting story, too. It's actually more of a sad one than anything else, but what was happening at the time at Nintendo was they were very much a very cultured environment. The people at Nintendo were very close to each other, and this caused for some problems internally. If you have never heard of the name Gunpei Yokoi, he's the man who invented the Game Boy, which revolutionized handheld gaming as we knew it at the time, and it still has throughout the years, but thanks to future developments by other game developers and creators. But he was the guy who made the Game Boy happen, and when that happened, and it was a big thing for Nintendo, like, that was it was almost as big as the NES itself, at one point. And they put a lot of faith in Gunpei Yokoi. They were like, okay, man, you really know how to do your stuff. And so they said about 6 years later, it was more like 5, so we're going to need to make a new console, a new handheld device. And we're wondering what you want to do with it, so we're just going to basically hand it to you and say, here you go, here's all the tools you need and the people you need. Make something. And so the initial idea, which actually was formed between Gunpei Yokoi and Miyamoto and a couple other people in the company, was a game console handheld that could produce 3D graphics. Unfortunately, it was at a time when 3D was still a very new technology, at least as far as handheld 3D. And so the way that they wanted to do it required a lot of money to make the mirrors work the way that they needed to make the 3D effect. And this meant that they had to put a lot of the money of the device into the making of the actual glasses portion and not so much into the display portion. And so the cheapest color you could get a display in was red. And that's why the color is red. It's just because it was the cheapest to buy. Yep, now you got purple Pikmins. So the Virtual Boy was Gunpei Yokoi's baby. It was his project. And he brought it to Nintendo about 6 months before he was supposed to launch. And he said, this is my project, and I've got these games being worked on it. And Nintendo, for lack of a better word, wasn't happy. They didn't think it was up to the production values that was expected of Nintendo, But since they had already announced the project, and they only had 6 months left, they went, well, better go ahead with it and see what the audience thinks. And so they continued to advertise and push the Virtual Boy up until its release. But you'll notice, and if you look this up in the history books, right when it launched, Nintendo pretty much dropped all of their advertising and everything. It just ended. There's very little Virtual Boy things to be found after its launch, and for good reason. Nintendo didn't really trust the thing, and neither did most people. So what happened is they were very unhappy with Gunpei. They were like, how could you do this to us? It's going to be a smirch on our otherwise good image. And they basically pushed him off to the side. They basically kept him hired under Nintendo, but they didn't give him anything to do. They just had him there because they felt an obligation to have him there, and if people knew that they dropped the guy who made the Game Boy, then, well, people would not be very happy with Nintendo. So they kept him there, and Gunpei Yokoi wasn't too happy about this. He felt like he was being abused and neglected because of one mistake that he made. And so he decided on his own that he was going to go elsewhere, and he left Nintendo not too long after the mistake of the Virtual Boy. I believe it was 96 or 97, in that range. And he left to go work for, I believe it was Bandai. And there he created the Bandai One. I don't know if any of you heard about that console, handheld, but it was neat for its time. It was a little underpowered, but that's what made the Game Boy such an appealing device. Its uniqueness was that it had controls on both the upper left-hand side, the bottom left-hand side, and the bottom right-hand side. And what you could do is rotate the console when the game wanted you to have a portrait mode or a landscape mode. And so that was its unique thing. But unfortunately, this led to a bad situation for Gunpei Yokoi because of all these things happening. It put him in a situation where he was in the middle of the road when a car decided to run over him and killed him. So the man died, I believe it was in 1999 or something like that. Yeah, and that's the end of his story, and it's really sad, but that's what happened. So that's the story of the Virtual Boy. As for the actual information about the system itself and how it performed, well...
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go into that a little bit, but I actually know not a whole lot about the Virtual Boy, and honestly, not a lot of people did until there was a dedicated group of Nintendo fans that tried to figure things out, and I think they have their very own website. And I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head at the moment. But there was only something like 18 games launched in the US for the Virtual Boy, and something like 30 or so in Japan. And the games themselves aren't that bad. I mean, there are some bad ones there, but like the Wario Land game on there, I think is personally better than the one that came to the Game Boy. And Mario Clash is certainly an interesting arcade remake of Mario Brothers. Those are the only Virtual Boy games I played. But, you know, the view, the color, the red, it's almost frustrating to use after more than 10 minutes. Yeah. It causes eye strain and headaches to some people, and it's really not worth it outside of the novelty, unless you can actually withstand the red for long periods of time. And even then, actually using the console is a bit of a headache too, because they didn't make it easy to actually use. You either have to stand it on a table, or you could get a strap and strap the thing around your head, and you'd look like a dork wearing it. But I mean, there you go. And I think there was a battery pack planned or something, but it didn't happen. But basically, you can't take it portable. It is a console. You can't portably take it anywhere because it has to be plugged into the wall all the time. Unless you got some battery thing packed around with you all the time, which is totally doable, but ridiculous all the same.
By the way, Cool Cat, the purple Pikmin can lift about 10 times as much as red Pikmin.